On March the 17th, all the way through to April 11th, Venus, the goddess of beauty and love and art and friendliness and pleasure and even prosperity and luck, is moving into her home sign of Taurus. This is going to be so beautiful this time around in so many ways for each of us in our own sky, bringing new love, committed love, new opportunities, new partnerships, and certainly a sense of like, a big sigh of wonderful relief. You know, Venus coming into Taurus, it happens every single year. It's not a brand new story. But what's really lovely about it is she's going to bump into the North Node, which is increasing her goodness, making it larger than it normally is. Uranus at the end of this transit for some excitement, sextile to Neptune from soulmate, dreamy, higher love, magical, mystical things. And she's also going to be forming with Saturn for the first time as she moves through Taurus in 30 years, a sextile to Saturn in Pisces. This brings lasting love, enduring beauty, realistic prosperity. This is a whole new vibe. So this is a special Venus transit. I'm going to probably label this thing the very special Venus in Taurus 2023 transit here, because we haven't had Saturn in Pisces for Venus to form a flowing, harmonious aspect pattern to, or to really love up Saturn or Saturn love her up. So a lot of this can have looked like difficulties and challenges for all of us, as Saturn spent 3 years in Aquarius and made romantic love hard, made prosperity challenging, made keeping things going in a lasting way in money and love stories a real grind. A real grind. Now we're going to go, oh my God, it's flowing at last. Love is flowing. Money is flowing. I am flowing. My dance moves are flowing. You don't want to see my dance moves because I really can't dance, or sing, but I can do astrology. If you're new to my channel, my name is Lori Lothian, and I am using the Western Tropical Zodiac. I am using whole sign houses. I love asteroids, and I am also a super duper lover of using the fixed stars. We'll be talking about that because there is a beautiful fixed star that Venus is going to combine her forces with early on in this transit while she loves up Saturn, and that can be quite special. So yes, of course, Venus goes over that star once a year when she moves through Taurus in the early degrees. It's just that Saturn is involved this time. Saturn's lending a hand from Pisces, giving her some backbone, helping her get something really done. All right. So also, if you're new to my channel, my name is Lori Lothian. Did I say Lori Lothian? Did I say my name? Please check out my description box, because in my description box, you'll see that Sky Reader, Be Your Own Astrologer, Time Your Best Life. That course is starting in April. You want to sign up for it. At this point, it's a wait list. I open doors and then it will fill quickly. If you're at all interested in learning 8 weeks of astrology to use astrology for your life, not to teach you to be a professional, that would be a useful tool. It's focused on predictive techniques. And check out everything else below: Patreon community, my newsletter. These people all get discount codes, special contest notices, a bunch of perks. So if you want to be on either my weekly Cosmic Moonshine Forecast newsletter or my Patreon community for $5 a month, all this content on YouTube is ads-free, early access. So we have 20 to 30 videos a month for $5 a month with no ads. Okay, let's get rolling. I had to write it down for you guys today. I'm a little hungover. I had a girlfriend over last night. We drank way too much wine. So believe it or not, like barely I'm awake today. I'm swearing. I don't drink that much very often anymore because of my age, but holy man, am I ever hungover today. I'm recording this for you on March the 12th. This is going to be given to my Patreon community first, and you'll get it a bit later. All right, so let's get started on the 17th of the month. This is when this transit begins. I'm going to show it to you because I think it's helpful to give you a picture of it. And I'm not going to we'll see how I'm going to do it, but at least I'll get started there, okay? Now, boom, I'm just going to make it bigger. Hang on. There is Venus over here in the sign of Taurus, as you can see. I'm going to make it larger. I just want to make sure that I have the name of the star that she's sitting on. So when Venus first ingresses into Taurus, there's always this entry point that involves a beautiful and luscious star. And I'm going to talk about the nature of that star. And then we're going to move on into how Venus is going to do so many amazing things as she makes her journey through the sky. And this is going to be, as I said, from the St. Patrick's Day, March the 17th, when I'm finally getting my hair cut, all the way through until the 11th of April. So it's quite a long time. So let me cue the star for you guys. I'm going to stop the share while I get my back end software fixed up here. I'm having tech issues. Give me a sec. Okay, guys, I finally got my software to cooperate. Let's go back and share the screen so you can see what Venus is up to when she first ingresses into the sign of, hang on, there we go, into the sign of Taurus. So she's here moving forward. And when we get to St. Patrick's Day, boom, there she is, 0 degrees of Taurus. At the same time, she's going to be moving into a sextile to Saturn, who's now in Pisces. And this is brand new because it's only like 29 years ago, 30 years ago that Saturn was in Pisces for her to do this game with of sextiling. A sextile is a flow of 60 degrees. That's the nature of Venus, and it brings good things, including luck. Now, also, Saturn will be here until 2026. So until then, once a year, Venus will make that rendezvous with Saturn. This time around, it's amplified by the North Node that looks like the horseshoe. That makes things a larger than life. That blows them up into something bigger and more exciting. So Rahu, North Node, will make things larger than life, bigger than life, amplifying it. Also, let's see if my annotation will finally work because it's been super glitchy on that too. I'm not the only one who's had that problem with their Zoom lately. Will it work? Will it work? Let's give it a try. Probably not. Probably not. Yeah, it's like going to glitch out already. Okay, no big deal. I'm not going to stress about the annotation feature. Oh, maybe it's going to work. There we go. I've got it. Oh, well. It won't let me draw anymore. It's drawing in white. And no matter what I do to try to change the color, it doesn't change the color. So bottom line is Venus is on Mirach. The star is called Mirach, Mirach, or Mirach. And it's right here where she sits at 0 degrees of Taurus. I'm born with my Venus at 0 degrees of Taurus on Mirach, okay? And then as she's sitting on that star, and she'll still be on that star when she gets to 1 degree, she's going to look back over at Saturn over her shoulder. Saturn is in a superior position looking at her. He's kind of, focused on her. She's looking back over her shoulder at him. And that's forming this lovely, harmonious energy in the sky on the 17th, on the 18th, on the 19th of the month. So what does it say about Mirach that I can tell you about that is useful for you to know? Let's talk about it. I'm not an expert on every star, but I have this one in my chart, so I kind of know a bit about it. It is the nature of Venus. It's a star that's the nature of Venus herself. And it gives personal beauty, a brilliant mind, a love of home, great devotion, beneficence, forgiveness, love, overcoming by kindness, renown, and good fortune in marriage. Now, we're really going to focus on the idea that this is a positive star that starts her off strong every year in Taurus, but this time she's able to take that strength and she's getting support from Saturn to make it tangible, to make it real, to make it lasting, and to make it enduring. All right. So it's definitely a good fortune star, and it's particularly known as good fortune for marriage. So what's so exciting or interesting about that is the marriage goddess herself is traveling through the sky with Venus in this part of the sky. Yeah, more tech issues on the back end of my software, but I'm not going to let that get me down. All right, there we go. Boom. So there we go. So this is Juno. She looks like a flower. She's the marriage goddess. Okay, I've just got my cursor here because annotation's effing me up. And long story short, this is like what kind of good fortune in committed love or business partnerships, maybe, because Juno can do both, is coming to some of us in the month of March around the 17th to the 19th. Now, there's an interesting other story going on here as well. I mean, Saturn at 0-1, oh, sorry for those asteroids. They belong there from a client reading. Just ignore them. Saturn at 0-1 degrees, right, is just so freshly hatched, just brand new, just got into this Pisces zone. And as she moves forward, we can see that on the 19th, 18th, she's exactly 1 degree, and then she's going to bump right into Juno as she continues forward. So take a look at how this happens as she gets closer and closer to Juno. At this point on this day, which is the 20th of March, Venus is on Rahu, the North Node, expanding her goodness, blowing her goodness up, making it larger. And we're going to do this for your sign. And then she's also on Juno. What kind of vow, commitment, partnership, agreement may you be coming into contact with? Each of us in some area of our life. For some of us to be with our children, our lovers, our work, our boss, our pets. I mean, it's going to be in the part of your sky that's relevant to your rising sign. Right now, we're looking at Sag rising. So this would be in the 6th house for Sag rising. Sag rising, 6th house. Now, there's also eventually, but not yet, if you want to keep watching the tracking of this, watch how she's moving along and she's going to bump into as we go forward day by day. Or she passed over the Juno piece and gotten done with that. Oh, and I want to go back a little bit to Juno. I apologize. I almost forgot. When she's at 5 degrees and she's co-joining with Juno and Rahu's right behind her, look what happens. This little asteroid called Ops is moving towards Venus. This is retrograde and it's in Virgo, and that's a trine, and that's a very lucky Jupiterian flow aspect. Now, Ops is opportunity, abundance, fruitfulness, flourishment, green thumb energy. It's also happy endings after a time of difficulty. So wonderful energy going on here around the 20th and 21st of the month as Venus forms that trine to the asteroid Ops, the wife of Saturn, and is participating with Juno and the North Node. This is something really gorgeous. And I will say for each of our signs, I'll be going through the idea that approximately around that time of the 17th to the, I'll go 17th to the probably the 24th of March. Yeah, 17th to the 23rd of March. We're in a time of abundance, opportunity, beauty, harmony, and goodness with a little bit of luck, a lucky opportunity opening up in the sky. Thank you, Venus, with Saturn's ability to ground it into reality and make it tangible, lasting, and enduring. So that's where we're going to go with that story. I think it feels like the right one. The other thing is that you do have Venus eventually getting down to rendezvous with Neptune. And how? In a sextile. So this Neptune in Pisces has been here ever since 2011. And basically here she goes again every year until he leaves in 2026, February or so. They are going to form a sextile. It's a dreamy, romantic, loving, sweet, high creativity, soulmatey vibe. And Saturn's here to say, is it real or is it not real? And this is the first time Saturn has been here to actually ask that question and make sure. He's like kind of like quality control, making sure that this Neptune Venus thing isn't a delusion. And Neptune Venus is high holy love, higher love, sacred love, unconditional love, soulmate love, or beauty or creativity of that order. And Saturn has got his own eyes on the scene now that he's here with Neptune. And he's like, for the first time since 2011, there's a reality check. Is it real or not? Saturn will only qualify, like good housekeeping seal of approval, the real deal. No more fantasies, no more letdowns in this area of our world. Each of us will have something real happen here. And lastly, at the end of the month, she will conjoin at the end of the transit. She will co-join with Uranus. And that's going to be a separate video that I recorded already with Lindsay or El Natale Astrology, Lindsay of El Natale Astrology. We've got a whole video. It's an hour and 10 minutes long for you guys talking about this conjunction and how special it is because of the presence of the North Node in Taurus, along with Saturn finally in Pisces. And it's going to be coming up soon, closer to the actual 20th, 30th of March. So stay tuned for that. We're going to do the all signs now. And I'm not sure. Do you guys want to watch this chart spinning? Some people love it. Some people say I'd rather not. So, let me just pause. Let me stop the share. Stop the share. I think I'm just going to talk to you today, and I'm going to go in the back end because everything's going to move around. And, honestly, I'm just not in the mood to be doting through that thing with you today. So let's get started with Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to talk for each sign about how this opportunity energy is playing out from the 17th to the 24th, most particularly getting more intense around the 18th, 19th, 20th, is going to play out in your chart. Some lucky golden opportunity that can be made real, that can go the distance, and we're going to see what that looks like for you. Like when I moved into this rental place, there was a stuffy here, and I just thought he's so cute that we'll put him there to enjoy the rest of the video with us. Okay, let's get going. I'm going to start with Aries. Oh, what the heck. It's easier if I do it this way because my sister timestamping can just follow the dial as it spins. And this is a shorter video, guys, but I hope you enjoy it. It's going to be a lovely transit of Venus for us, for the world, for everybody involved. So here we are. We're looking at this sky for the Aries rising, especially Sun and Moon, secondarily. Remember, your rising sign is always the most accurate, okay? People keep asking me that question. If you think about it, you come into the world in 2.5 hour window, 2 to 2.5 hour window, everyone is that same rising sign in the same geographical location of the same longitude and latitude. So it's more specific to you. as opposed to your sun. Everyone in 30 days has the same sun sign as you, born in the same 30 days, and everybody with the moon every 2.5 days. Okay, let's get moving. Aries, sun, moon, and rising sign. It's definitely a money kind of new beginning, prosperity, ahoy for you guys. Look at that. Venus moving, as she does every year, into your second house of money and earnings and prosperity and possessions, getting expansion from the North Node, getting some kind of opportunity and partnership vibe coming up from asteroid ops. And this is going to be felt really strongly by you anywhere from the 17th to the 24th. What kind of opportunity would come from the sixth house? An opportunity to buy a pet, an opportunity to rent or lease a property, an opportunity to pay off a debt or pay down a debt, an opportunity to go on to do something to improve your work and health routines, using your finances, using your resourcefulness. For some of you, because Venus is a goddess of pleasure and things you put in your mouth, but there's ops in the sixth house. Some of you could, in the sixth house of self-defeating habits, some of you could really turn the corner on some kind of addiction or self-defeating habit or pattern, especially because Neptune, the addiction god in the 12th house, is going to be sextiled by her. And for the first time ever, Saturn is going to make it stick. That sextile is down the pipeline on April the 7th, but the longer arc can look like a healing from a self-sabotage, pattern, habit, addiction, karmic baggage, things like that. And also because the energy here of Juno is prominent with the North Node and Venus, as you can see, I've got them lined up all together in the picture. There's something about, new partnerships for money. Could it be a new business partnership, a new collaboration? Could it be an agreement or a vow regarding finances that positively impacts your earnings? There's that vibe going on in the sky. And I'm not even sure why I have Mars in this picture, but there he is going through the sign of Gemini. We won't bother with him. An opportunity can come from the sixth house, maybe things to do with your dating life. It can be a dating house. What's the happy ending after some difficulty in the house of dating? And it's also advancing your sense of values, self-esteem, self-love, and well-being that Venus can bring when she goes through that second house. So look forward to that transit. As far as I can say and see, it looks lovely for you, and I don't see any particular downside at all. Saturn is going to help you stabilize 12th house matters. That includes revenue from foreign lands and shores, but it also can be things that, as I said, you undo yourself. And Saturn is pretty stern when he goes through the 12th house. I've lived through that as an Aquarius rising, and he puts you into a kind of timeout corner if you get out of control with any escapist or addictive habits, especially for the Aries rising, especially for you guys. Of course, the Tauruses are feeling this strongly, especially rising sign Taurus. You guys have been through a lot of energy of eclipses, and Uranus in the house of you over the last 2 years, especially those eclipses. That's why the North Node is there. Yes, there's one last eclipse in your sign on October 28th this year, but it is partial eclipse because we have the node in Aries. But nonetheless, you're still feeling like you've been bumping along on a bunch of eclipses, and they have been a little turbulent, probably, right? All through 2022 to the midpoint of 23, July. So here's Venus. She's bonifying, beautifying you. She's making you feel beautiful, oh so friendly, oh so lovable. People that find you easy to look at, talk to. You're popular, you're charismatic, you're persuasive, you're charming. It's a charm offense transit. She's in her sign. She's got her groove. She's like really down to earth here, but she's also very sensuous. You may be returning to a state of deeper sensuality during this transit of the 17th of March through to 11th of April. You can also look for that lucky opportunity vibe starting as early as the beginning of the transit on the 17th of the month of March, and then really picking up steam around the 19th, 20th, 21st, and waning by the 23rd, 24th. What is it about? I don't know. It's lucky opportunity regarding love, contracts, agreements, business partnerships, those themes. And also it's kind of exciting energy because the North Node makes things larger than life and can make Venus's goodness better than usual. And this North Node Venus combination isn't normal. Like you have to wait another 18 years for Venus North Node in your first house. Remember, it's rare because of the synodic cycle. Technically, you probably had one last year. Yes, you would have, but this is this one. So we're talking about this particular one, not the one that may have happened last May or June. Okay. Let me get a sip of water. Opportunity ops is in the 5th house, looking like a pineapple. And the story is what opportunity is coming from a money luck house, what opportunity is coming from a romance and children house, a fertility house. Ops can be very much a fertility energy. Some of you may get pregnant here because this is Venus, goddess of sperm and ovum, and ops in the opportunity or a happy ending after a time of difficulty. Especially if you've been trying to get pregnant, this could turn the corner for you, Taurus rising especially. Also, lovers and sexuality, opportunities arising for those things in your life, as well as just more joy. If you happen to be your own business person and entrepreneur in any way, there's some new opportunity coming through your entrepreneurial 5th house that looks really lucky. And you may be the agent of the luck. You may be the one who brings it on by making decisions and doing things, but it is a trine. And trines are the nature of Jupiter, and Jupiter can just deliver the goods like a bouquet of luck at you. And Saturn is working with Neptune in your 11th house of your hopes, dreams, and wishes. You've been daydream believing for a long time, maybe trying to manifest with Neptune in the 11th, your highest hopes and wishes and goals for your life. And then along comes, and maybe not getting as much traction as you want since 2011. And along comes, and also had friends with mental illness, health challenges, addictions. Hopefully you didn't get involved in some kind of cult that can happen with Neptune in the 11th. But anyway, long story short, now here comes Saturn. And Saturn is like, okay, let's make sure that everything is real. The real deal. And the way this can look with Venus in the 1st house is that you can have positive interactions with friends and allies and people who wish to help you. And this could look like some kind of blessing. I mean, basically, it's a house of good spirit. It's fairy godfathers, a favor from a friend who's in a position of authority or power can extremely be positive for you at this point. And that's something to look forward to. Venus will sextile Neptune on April 7th, dreamy soulmate love. Can come from a friendship morphing into a love story, some kind of exquisite higher vibration creativity coming through a group of belonging. So many ways that could work out. Also look as a Taurus for assistance from your elder sibling during this Venus transit with concrete help and ways that make your life go better. I mean, the sibling doesn't just give you pie in the sky, but concrete help, and things start to move forward. Gemini, sun, moon, but most accurately rising sign. If you are looking at that stellium of power in the 12th house that you have every single year, all of your life, when Venus moves through here, you'll notice that this time we have, starting on April the 17th, and March the 17th to April the 11th, we have the Venus expansion energy, the blow up of goodness in your 12th house of your deeper unconscious and dreamlike stuff, your trance states, your meditations, and all of that. Now, exception to the rule, if you make any kind of income, because your income comes from foreign shores, and that includes using payment processors, then possibly there's going to be a glow up in your finances, Geminis, from that kind of income source. Women, spiritual teachers, maybe with that, Neptune element playing in, can be showing up in your life, or women who support you in creating more solid gains in your career that in alignment with your visions, goals, and wishes and dreams. And that's because Saturn is like, okay, we're going to make all of this career stuff hard work, but we're going to get mastery and authority. And if you don't like the job and you climbed the wrong mountaintop, we're going to kibosh your career. You're going to start over. That's a whole other video. Go listen to that Saturn and Pisces video for all signs. I have 2 of them. But in this micro niche of time, right, we can see that there's a possibility that something is brewing, something is concocting behind the scenes in the back room, boardroom, deals and negotiations, the secret negotiations of the 12th house that may influence some positive and concrete developments in your career. Opportunities coming from the 4th house of home. What kind of home opportunity? Buy a house, sell a house, rent a house, property, real estate, land, some home energetic opportunity ops, as well as, a happy ending after a time of difficulty, a sense of thrival and abundance coming in and from the home. Certainly with the 12th house this active, the 4th house this active, and, kind of making that vibe of real estate energy. It looks like maybe some of you may have an opportunity to buy a home or sell a home connected to foreign shores and foreign lands, or rent a home, or just rent a property connected to foreign shores and foreign lands. And also, if that's true, there may be a feeling once you get there that you've been there before, that this is like an old haunt, that you feel familiar with that place that you're going to or traveling to or staying in for a while. And, from the 17th of March to the 24th, this is where you feel this opportunity energy picking up. Well, as on April 7th, you get that sort of dreamy glow up in your career house. And be careful for hidden enemies who are women, because Rahu can blow up women who don't have your back. So just be careful for that as well around the March 19th, 20th. So, inspect the goods carefully. But because of the trine to ops, because of Saturn sextile, I think for the most part, there's something very positive and lasting in terms of career change and powerful opportunity. Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising sign. Well, in your sky, what you have here is the movement of Venus for March 17th to April 11th through your 11th house. Your 11th house of good spirit. This is a very fortunate place and is full of good rewards, great financial gain from your career. And once a year, Venus comes here and says, do you want to make more money than you usually do? Do you want to get some success, promotions? Do you want to get some celebrity even? The North Node makes her larger than life. And don't forget, that's only a once every 18-year possibility. Happened last year, happens this year, and it's done. So if the word being well-known, a celebrity, micro-celebrity matters to you, or greater financial gain from your career path matters to you, then this is going to be a wonderful time, especially the 17th to the 24th. And then there's Juno. Are you going to partner up with somebody? Are you going to collaborate with somebody? Are you going to get into a committed relationship? By the way, love with somebody who you considered a friend, but now you realize, oh, this isn't a friend. This is my person. That's exciting. That's possible here. And there's opportunity coming from your third house. So third house opportunity can be something brought to you courtesy of a sibling that's very auspicious. Both actually house of elder and younger sibling are activated for you. So third and nine, so possibly both siblings. And some of you may travel to see a sibling, or a sibling may come travel to see you, or you'll travel together somewhere, and sibling travel could happen, or aunts, uncles, nieces, and nephews travel with you. Opportunity for that. Now, third house is your website, your social media platforms, and there's opportunities there as well with ops in that part of the sky, especially closer to the 19th and 20th. I think that Saturn, he's like stabilizing your beliefs and your faith in something. He's like saying, testing 1, 2, testing 1, 2. Neptune's been here. You had like a lot of dreamy beliefs about how life works, a lot of spiritual philosophy, maybe getting very mystical, hopefully not getting into the clutches of a guru, Cancer rising, but Sun and Moon secondarily. But now Saturn stabilizes everything up here, and he's really serious, right? So it's a seriousness about what you believe, what your spiritual philosophy is. But certainly if you're a Cancer who writes books, this is very much about finding a traditional publisher or an agent, and there's opportunity in your sky for that type of person, especially if you've written something. Ops in the house of writing, Saturn in the house of book publishing. So agents and book publishers, and good news coming through your sky, Cancer rising for some of you. Also legal matters can work in your behalf, as well as travel opportunities. Again, the 17th to 24th with an epicenter around the 19th or 20th is more intense. And if you want to take a trip with just a girlfriend, a female friend, or go on a group trip with females or something, that kind of thing looks really, really awesome for you as well on the 17th to the 24th of March. All right, Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising sign people. In your natal sky, what we've got going is career stuff. The 10th house is your reputation and career. If you're using whole sign houses, your midheaven can float, but even the 7th house and the 12th house, giving you a lot of nuance. But the standard meaning of the 10th house still applies. And this, like Kendra or stake or pivotal house, the angular house is very important. So it's a very significant placement for her, with expansion in career and reputation, and maybe collaboration and business partnerships, or partnerships of some sort. Now, the divorce and wedding energy can be divorce, weddings, commitment and dissolution of marriages is very, very much a Juno story. And she's with Venus North Node. This is benefic. So it could be announcing a wedding, announcing a commitment, announcing that you're going to get married or something like that. Also, there's opportunity in your second house. Your second house is earnings and possessions, money and cash flow. And so you got some kind of golden career and money opportunity coming up on March the 17th through to March the 24th, when it's most intense, is around the 20th. And, honestly, any financial struggles, because ops means a happy ending after a time of difficulty and challenge, well, then those are evening out, especially if those money challenges have to do with the career path that you're on. Saturn is trying to help make things really real and realistic when it comes to your 401k, your stocks, your taxes, your inheritance monies, your shared money with your partner. It's a real kind of dose of reality here. But he looks over at Venus, and Venus looks back at Saturn during this transit. And there's no doubt about it, this can be an auspicious chunk of money. Chunky money that has enduring value, that comes in an increment, or that has legacy value. Saturn can also be about legacy wealth in this condition. So you may receive some kind of great Aunt Susie has money for you, or there was a hidden life insurance policy that you discover on somebody who passed away, or that you were going to get a trust fund payout or something like that. Or a massive tax rebate that you didn't expect, whatever, some good money stuff. Tax rebate, especially because Venus is in a work house and this is a tax house, and you get taxed because you work. So those stories of money, chunky money, and better earnings and possessions money, both are flowing through your sky. I mean, basically, ops is forming an opposition to Saturn, forming a wedge with Venus, and it looks very good on you. A lot of breakthrough energy in the career space affecting your finances, good in a good way. And of course, the sextile to Neptune, that's April 7th. It's every year, but this time it can really be more realistic. So some realistic, dreamy financial opportunities can come your way, or some magical, mystical opportunity to study some occult mystery or magical thing as a possibility if it applies to your career. All right. Virgo, sun, moon, and rising sign. So if you're a Virgo, your opportunities are happening because you're making them happen. And if you've had any health challenges, because this is where your body is, especially if you're an early rising Virgo, sun or moon, but I'd say all Virgos will feel that ops transiting through here, and she's moving toward Venus, right? And Venus is moving towards her. So there's a real connection because this is a retrograde ops, but it's going to be able to help you have a happy ending after a time of difficulty with regards to any challenges you had with your body. Venus is in a lucky house, a Lakshmi house, a beautiful spiritual house, the 9th house. It's also a house that connects to your deeper purpose in life. She's flowing towards you, and she's very larger than life with the Rahu here. She's bigger than she normally is. She's more effective at bringing luck and health to you. A sense of ease and flow and gratitude could be descending upon you from the 17th of March, say, until about the 23rd of the month, 24th. And, there's a Juno. You could travel with a love partner, a marriage partner to a foreign land or shore. And that could be true all the way through to April the 11th, because Juno and Venus are there together. You also may be looking at a story here where there's a possibility for collaborating or in an alliance in writing and book publishing with somebody else, or doing some kind of collaborative work regarding legal matters or even academic things, even just writing a paper with somebody else, because 2 is better than 1 or something like that if you're in college or university. There is a lot of excitement here for sure. With that Uranus and North Node energy, and stay tuned for the Uranus Venus video that's coming up a little bit later this month. Saturn is like trying to make your marriage realistic. If you have a long-term partner that you're committed to, whether you live together or not, if it's long and term monogamous, it's 7th house. So Saturn is making it like, we got to get serious here. We got to adult up. We got to, let's get married, let's get engaged, let's buy a house together. Or we've got to get serious about if this relationship is going to work. And the transit until 2026, February, is going to test your relationship. Depends on your ascendant degree when your testing happens. But, a Virgo rising in the first 7 to 8 degrees of Virgo, your relationship is tested this year. Later degrees later down the pipeline might my daughter has a ascendant in the late degrees of Virgo. Her relationship will be tested later on, closer to the end of 2025. But you'll feel the heaviness of this transit, all of you, if you are a Virgo rising, because suddenly your marriage partner may seem awfully serious, or your main partner in business may seem really heavy, or maybe feeling like they're shouldering too much responsibility, and they can seem sad, melancholic, depressed, or just heavy. The lightness of being may not be in your marriage, but not with your partner. They may be feeling this as well, and it may be about them as well. But anyway, Saturn is trying to help you with ninth house matters. So foreign lands and travel with a partner, for example, but also maybe something to do with the deeper spiritual philosophy and beliefs that you may hold, and to find something that's Saturnian, which is traditional. Maybe you need to go and become, acquainted with a spiritual tradition that will bring you a sense of joy in life and a sense of peace. These are Venus words, and enjoyment in life, as well as deeper dive into your true purpose. Even taking up a meditation practice could be what this looks like. And we're going on to Libra, sun, moon, and rising sign. So the Libra people, this is a chunky money 8th house story, and Venus here every year, but not with the North Node. That's like every 18 years. And then you add to that, there is this energy of Saturn participating, making all this so darn rare, all so darn rare. And in essence, you could find that this is the chance that is rife with opportunity to capitalize on some money, especially with ops in the 12th house. If that's true, this could be money that comes to you through backroom deals and negotiations, foreign lands and foreign shores, and perhaps inheritance. But maybe if the person who's giving you the money lives in a far off land, for example, or something like that. And Venus here is definitely looking out for you financially. And, a stock could pop, basically. If you have some investments, a stock could take off. You could take some money off the table in the stock markets. You have the expansion. It's very rapid here. So it could blow up and it could fall back down. So don't leave the money on the table. If money in your stock account pops up, or a stock pops up, just don't take my advice. I'm not your financial advisor, but what goes up comes down with Rahu. So something could go excitingly upwards in stocks, and it could go down again. So just track that. Don't expect up, 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 but there's opportunity here. And tax rebates, and spousal shared resources, and insurance payouts. All of these things are getting quite the blessing from Venus, Rahu, which is also the North Node, FYI. And then who would you collaborate with? Business partnership, money can be the 8th house, and the partner goddess is here, marriage goddess Juno. So maybe there's an opportunity from the 17th to the 24th to collaborate with somebody in a business partnership or alliance. And they may also have connections to the themes of far off shores or far off lands, or even themes of education. Alrighty. Saturn moving through your 6th house is a whole transit of its own. Go listen to my Saturn and Pisces video. Certainly doesn't bode well for aging, ailing pets. You can get a rescue dog or cat. It's already old with this, but also your existing elderly pets can have health challenges during the next 3 years. But Saturn going through here is going over to Venus, and there's opportunity, energy in the sky. And, animals belong to the 6-12 axis. Some of you large animals like horses, donkeys, big animals are the 12th house, and the pets are the 6th. So I say that there's some kind of animal pet opportunity that is going to show up for some Libras, and it doesn't have to be a horse. It could just be a dog or a cat, because of Saturn in the house of small pets that can go into our house, small animals. And you have the money to afford it, maybe, right? Because maybe it's expensive. Maybe it's a purebred or something. Saturn's also saying, if you want to lease a place, or rent a place, or rent out a place, this is good. Saturn owns your 4th house of home, and he's going through the house of leases and tenancies, and he's got some opportunity from Venus in the financial sector here. This also could maybe play out with the opportunity to secure a decent mortgage to buy or sell a property, as well for Libra, sun, moon, and rising. Saturn's going to make you very serious about your health over the next 3 years. You're going to take it a lot more seriously than you normally do, Libra. And if you don't, you will encounter some illnesses. So be careful for that. But this little popping opportunity of goodness here, it also could be getting over something, because ops in the 12th house is in the house of sickness and hospitals as well. And there's a vibe here that for some of you Libras, especially rising, this could be portending a turning around of a difficult health issue, maybe one that's self-inflicted by your own bad bad habits, for example. And there's a lovely sextile between Neptune and Venus around April the 7th, give or take a few days. This could be a super sweet, super dreamy moment regarding animals and pets and rentals. And if you're looking for a property, this looks very to rent, buy, or sell. This looks very auspicious for you guys. I really, really do like it a lot. And if you want to pay off a debt and you're trying to pay down credit cards or bank loans or something, this whole transit loves you up and allows maybe for you to get rid of those things and no longer be as indebted, okay, in some fundamental way. Oh, you could date somebody in a secret relationship who's older than you or 6 or 7 years older or younger than you as well during this February the 17th to April 11th. All right, Scorpios, sun, moon, and rising sign. In your natal sky, Venus is in the marriage house with the North Node and Juno. This can look like an engagement, moving in together, a new love story taking off, but it's already really committed very quickly. Like in the very beginning, it goes, from dating to commitment super fast. Any of this is possible with Venus, North Node, and Juno and Uranus in your 7th house. Scorpio, your marriage partners, if you have them, will get a love up from this. So don't forget the dates are April 17th to March 17th to April the 11th. Excuse me. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm not with it today, as I said in the beginning. Too much wine last night. And Venus is your partner's benefit. It benefits your partner. So your marriage or love, significant love partner, business partner here can have a sense of a glow up, being like more loved, more beautiful, more awesome, more joyful, more experiencing a joy bomb vibe. And the marriage itself and the relationship gets an uplift as well. There's opportunity coming from the 11th house, and that's friends and allies, and that's large groups of belonging and, social networks that are extended, possibly even great gains or pennies from heaven, windfalls, great gains from career or some windfall energy here. Well, if you're going to have a windfall opportunity, it's likely coming through that Venus in the 7th. That can be a female in your life, whether it's your marriage partner who's female or just a business partner or a significant person in your life. And also, Saturn is holding fort and doing a good job for you in your 5th house over the next 3 years. Saturn here can help you make practical and stern and authoritative decisions and actions with your children regarding themes of fertility and pregnancy. He might want you to delay. If you want to have a baby, you might say, can we wait a little bit? Maybe wait 3 years. But there's that. And romantic love can happen here, that you find a romantic love partner in this time frame, this Venus transit, that's very much enduring. And Saturn can make that person younger or older by 6 to 7 years, but also enduring love, lasting love, quality love that goes to distance and commits. These are stories. Set the wedding date, move in, find your true love that is your long-term life mate. It's really good for Scorpios, and it is a window, right? You're not going to have the North Node of fate, destined love stories, fated love stories of committed level, but also romance, sober, realistic romance, not dreamy, pie in the sky, you're my twin flame, and oh no, now you're the asshole that I really don't not like anymore. Saturn's got like quality control in your romance house, okay? So if you're a single Scorpio, you may find your soulmate during this Venus transit, all right? But this is your real mate, not your dreamy fantasy rose-colored glasses version. Legal contracts and agreements are blessed with Venus transiting here, and opportunities for those contracts may come from your 11th house. Most of this juice is the 17th to the 24th of the month. 11th house is friends, social groups. Lots of opportunity for greater career gain as well during this transit through agreements and partnerships and in business and love. And then Venus sextiles Neptune, which is very dreamy, very romantic, very spiritual, very higher love, very romantic. And it could be maybe a leisure romantic getaway trip or something like that, because Saturn rules your house of short trips and travel, and he's there with Neptune. So maybe something around April 7th is concocted for you to travel somewhere. Alrighty. Sagittarius, sun, moon, and rising sign in your sky. What you've got going here, Venus North Node, once every 18 years kind of vibe in your 6th house. 6th house of what? Sixth house are your pets and your leases, your debts sometimes, your karmic debts, your health protocols to avoid sickness, your work and work routines, the job and office space, and the colleagues and coworkers, and sometimes dating. A lot of meanings for that sixth house. It's a busy house. All the cadent houses have a lot of meanings. You do find here that this could be a health boost for you. North Node Venus can improve your health. Venus is bringing you some kind of love up. So if you've had any health challenges as a Sag rising, especially, this could be a real nice return to health or elimination of illness. If you're single and you want to date, wow, yeah, like Venus, North Node, excitement, Uranus, but maybe also early commitment here with the Juno piece as well. Or you go on a date and you decide to get married on your second date or something. I mean, honestly, it's very exciting and very unconventional energy in the house of dating. If you're with somebody already, then none of that applies. Okay. If you're with somebody already, they've been gnarly and in your face all over the place. For a lot of you, Sagittarius with that long Mars transit that has been beleaguering you in that seventh house. I also want to talk about the fact that Venus is going to be opening up a corridor of goodness with the asteroid Ops for opportunity. And there's a lot going on with this chart, by the way. I'm not even bothering with the sextile to Mars when he moves into the eighth house, because that's going to be its own video. But I want to say the opportunity piece is the 10th house. This is a career opportunity, a work and reputation opportunity coming for all Sages that's going to show up sometime probably from the 17th to the 24th. And it may involve collaboration and a partnership. So it just may be a work opportunity, a new contract, a new lease, or a new job. And I mean, not a new lease, but a new job agreements, new terms of service, new position, new hiring, right? Saturn is trying to help you with your home life. He's trying to stabilize it. If you don't have an old person coming to live with you in the next 3 years, then Saturn through your fourth house, what is old, right? I'm 60, I'm old. Saturn through your fourth house is going to stabilize your home life. Going to give you a solid foundation, going to try to help you find a forever home, going to make your home life sometimes feel a little beleaguered and tired and heavy. But yeah, with this Venus transit, that's going to be the opposite. You could find the perfect rental, or you could rent your place out to the perfect tenant. And that's true between the whole of the transit of the time that Venus is in there until April 11th, right? So March 17th, April 11th, that's true. And there's a little glow up around April 7th with Venus, Neptune. Again, dream home, dream property, lovey romance in the home, dream renovation of your home, that kind of thing. Bringing home the dream pet. Always wanted like a purple iguana, and in comes a purple iguana. Purple because I'm thinking Neptune. I'm thinking transcendent colors. All right. Keeping on. Whew. All right, Capricorn, sun, moon, and rising sign. We're going to get this done, guys. We're going to get this done. Oh my gosh, if you're in the live premiere with me, I'm not even reminding you guys to please hit my like button. Please hit my like button. Oh my gosh, I'm so out of it. Thank you. I appreciate it. And thanks to all my regulars who are always there chatting with me. And it's always good to see you guys in the chat box with me. Okay, so Capricorns. Energy of the fifth house, Venus in the house of her joy. Once every 18 years, well, twice every 18 years, will you find her there on the node of fate, the north node of fate. So this is exciting energy where she's really ramping up something larger than life and pretty auspicious. This is a money luck house. Oh my God, Cappies, please play the lottery. This can't hurt, but don't spend all your money. March the 17th, especially. Play the lottery through to the 24th of the month of March, because you've got the asteroid Ops for opportunity and happy endings after times of difficulty and thrival and abundance from the Virgo place in your ninth house, fortifying the Venus in your fifth. For some of you, romantic love through travel, romance with a foreigner, sexual experimentation, a menage a trois, maybe the marriage goddess in Venus North Node is you're going to get in bed with a couple. I'm going to be what do you call it? Well, it's the menage a trois, but there's another word I'm looking for. The second or whatever. Polyamory and outside the box love stories is Saturn. Uranus is through your fifth house of sexuality and romance. And I know a lot of caps are traditional, but not since 2019. You guys have been breaking out of the box and trying new things. Now, Basically, if you don't want to get pregnant, be really careful. You and your partner could, because North Node Venus is like a fertility transit planet here. And Uranus is things that are unexpected and sudden. And the whole time is fraught, really, between, the 17th of the month to April 11th. Be careful. This can be unexpected pregnancy. All right. Or you could have news that one of your children is going to deliver a grandchild, like not deliver, but I mean, tells you, oh my God, I'm pregnant. And then you're going to be a grandparent, because ops is in the house of grandchildren, right? And these are your children. So you or your children could have fertility things going on. And, I do think that Saturn, he's trying to really form a solid backbone in your third house. And this could be to find a stable and reliable and maybe traditional neighborhood, like old buildings that you really enjoy, cobblestone streets or something. And that's true for the next 3 years. And now your fantasies of your ideal dream neighborhood or environment may be coming to pass now that Saturn's here to qualify everything and make it real. And during this transit, Venus from the fifth house could mean that you're traveling as well on leisure trips or enjoyable travel with a loved one, with a romantic partner. Saturn here can also be asking your dreams and visions that you have regarding writing projects to be given stronger form. And your muse, Venus North Node, is on fire, expanding, really deepening or growing larger than life during this time of Venus transiting through the sign of Taurus. If you are a writer, and Neptune is a storyteller since 2011, going through your script, storyteller, film, video, going through your third house, then what'll happen is you finally finish the darn project over the next 3 years. But in the short term, you could have a very good opportunity regarding the themes of agents and editors and publishers and the themes of writing and publishing. Alrighty? Aquarius, I'm one of you. We have this energy in our fourth house. What a blessing this will be for all of us. And a lot of us experience a lot of disruption to where we live, with Uranus in 2018 May first ingressing into our fourth house, leaving in 2026. It will depend on the degree of your ascendant. Early Aquarius has got it early on. Middle Aquarius is like 15 degrees, got it in the last 2 years, and the later Aquariuses get it in the next 3. So yes, not every Aquarius has experienced home disruptions, but it is in the storyline. And here we have, I can tell you my moves, guys, Vancouver to Montreal, Montreal to apartment in Vancouver to another apartment in Vancouver. Then maybe I was going to move back east and I decided not to, like back and forth. So Saturn is in a sextile to Venus, and Saturn in a sextile to Venus is so positive. It's giving you sort of solid new home money stories, and there's opportunity coming from the 8th house. Now, chunky money opportunity is coming to you. Thank you, ops in the 8th house. Tax rebate, inheritance, spousal shared monies, insurance payout, stock taking off on your investment portfolio. So there's a big chunk of yay energy here, especially around the 20th, but bracket that on the 17th of March through to about the 24th, and look for some golden financial opportunities revolving around 8th house money and connected to where you live and your home and your private life. This is a lovely expansion energy, Venus North Node. Juno could be about contracts and agreements to buy or sell property, all of a sudden showing up. I don't know why or how, but there you go. Or with Mars getting ready to move into your 6th house, sextiling Venus, that's going to happen a little bit later in the story. You could end up with an opportunity to lease or rent your dream property, ideal property. And there's a lot of like conservation financially for Aquarius over the next 3 years as Saturn goes through the 2nd, but it's our Lord, our primary Lugna Lord, planetary ruler. So we're going to find it's like we're very efficacious at making money, and we're, working hard, not smart, not hard, but also we can become more wealthy with this transit. So this is a kind of a first taste of something good to do with a money opportunity, wealth upgrade. but also with some strange connection to the fourth house of home. Now, if you do work from home, Uranus in the fourth house is like the internet. When Uranus first went in here in 2018, my YouTube channel took off for videos that I was doing on the ascension wave and all this mystical stuff that was in the ethers. And people said, how is this happening? I said, I don't know. I went from like 200 subscribers to like, I don't know, 800 or something. And then I did nothing with my channel and ignored it till I came back to astrology in 2008. In 2019, I made my astrology channel here. But the point of that whole story is that Uranus is about the internet. And, if you work from home like I do, and you're using the internet as an Aquarius and North Node, Venus, Uranus, Juno, exciting opportunities financially for residual, passive, or derivative income through the internet. I'll give you an example. The Aura app wants me to be a brand ambassador, and I'm going to do it because I tested it for the last month and I love the app. I love the app. I mean, I actually love it. I've been telling people all about it. I'm not just doing it for money. I don't do anything for money unless I believe in it. And so I'll be giving you guys an affiliate link once I start recording those videos for Aura. Oh, maybe it's already in the description box below. So check this video out and see if it's there. But, and then you can go get it and try it out yourself. And then I get like a bit of a kickback from everyone who signs up. That's all. So it's a passive income. That's eighth house money. Anything else I want to tell you? I don't think so. Oh, Saturn will restrict your food intake. Be sattvic. Not rotten. Don't eat tamasic foods that slow you down or rajasic foods that are too spicy and excitable. But bottom line is what you've got going here is Saturn's going to help you constrain and restrict your addictions, especially. Less wine, not more, says the hungover girl talking to you today. Yeah, that's not common. I rarely can get a hangover, but today's one of those days. I don't even want to go into why I was anxiety binding with my girlfriend over wine last night. First, but always first, Pisces, sun, moon, and rising. Certainly, this looks like travel. For some of you, opportunity, journey for a trip with your sibling, to a sibling, or with the husband, wife, business partner type thing. Travel is looking good here. Also, opportunities for skills-based learning and some glow up, if anything to do with online marketing and selling and your online website stuff and social media platforms. Expect around the 17th to 24th a particularly sweet spot where you may get this opportunity coming through a client, an audience member, or your primary partner that is going to help glow up your travel, education, and online life. You can also experience the third house as your extended networks beyond siblings, like aunts, uncles, cousins, nieces, and nephews, and some kind of energetic maybe opportunity through those portals for you. If you are traveling in the month of, between March 17th to April the 11th, Venus is giving you good outcomes, protecting you. Flights are on time. It doesn't feel like a challenge to travel. That's the kind of vibe here. And, with this Saturn energy, Saturn is going to make you sometimes melancholic when he moves into the first house, right? But for the most part, he's making you serious and responsible and perseverant and disciplined and realistic about your life, sober-minded, another word. And as he's coming into contact with Neptune, who's been there since 2011, if you haven't had escapist issues, mental health challenges, all of that, addictions even sometimes, and you may not have, but you could have. Saturn's going to get rid of those things for you over the next 3 years. But this time, this one transit, Saturn's going to help you take some of your spiritual dreams, your sort of visionary ability, and try to make it real. Like take the mystic and make the mystical part of you concrete and tangible through third house things. That could be blogging, writing, online world, scrying, divining, third house things, house of the goddess, traveling, engaging in partnerships with others. If you're single, and as a Pisces, then this could bring in a new love story or a powerful new love story through journeys and trips and travel. Also, I would say that because there's this love up between Venus sextiling Neptune around the 7th of April, in terms of romantic love stories, this could be an amazing time to meet somebody in your local neighborhood on an online dating app or in an existing relationship to get a deep glow up where the relationship becomes more transcendent, more tantric, more deeply spiritual, more unconditionally loving. And all of that. And the same things that I just said can apply to sibling relationships as well. Look for legal contracts that provide opportunities. Ops is in the seventh house of legal vows and contracts. And certainly this can look for some of you Pisces as an opportunity that is coming in with the word business, like a business opportunity coming up in that window of time, especially because, yeah, I'm going to stick with that. Alrighty. I hope that was useful. I hope that made sense. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you're still here with your hungover astrologer who really needs to shampoo her hair today, but just didn't have any time or patience. Thank you for listening. If you're still in the live premiere and you haven't hit my like button, would you do that for me? I forgot to remind you guys through the entire video. Normally I'm always pumping that hit the like button message. I would appreciate it. That's so helpful for my channel. It does help it grow, hacks the algorithm. I'm growing right now 3,100 subscribers in the last, 3,200 subscribers in the last 30 days. That's my all-time high. And as I record this on March 12th, because Patreon gets it today and you guys get it a few days later, my subscribers are 2,000. No, sorry. My subs are my subs are 22,000 subscribers. My goal is 100,000 by the end of the year. So help support me. I appreciate it. Brain, come back online. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Ciao, ciao.